In a world where problems are plenty and solutions are rare, a new force is rising. They don't wear capes. They wear courage, vision, grit. The founders and mentors have met, and the epic journey begins now. This isn't just a startup cohort. It's an origin story. Welcome to the rise of the startup superheroes.
Good evening. May I have your attention, please? We're out of seats, so thank you for those who are standing. Thank you all for coming. My name is Dan Rundle. I'm one of the co-founders here at Launchpad, and it is my honor and privilege to welcome you to Liftoff, graduation of cohort number 1. Our plan for the next hour or so, hopefully a little bit less than an hour, is we're going to walk you through a little bit of the history of Launchpad. You're going to then hear 7 of our graduates pitch, 3 minutes each. We're going to cut them off at 3 minutes. Then Blake's going to give some awards and closing comments to close this out. So let's get into it. First, I would like to thank our sponsors. This would not be possible without the partnership, not just financial partnership, but true, even operational partnership in many cases from our sponsors. I'd like to thank Arthur's & Company, CPA. I'd like to thank MMM, Morris, Manning & Martin. Alex is here. We have a couple from Arthur's & Company as well, if I can get your hand. Yep, thank you, ladies. And then our friends at CLA, Clifton Larson Allen. Trulient, Federal Credit Union, who also hosted our cohort over the last 12 weeks. And last but not least, Palmetto Proactive Healthcare. Let's give a round of applause for our sponsors. So Launchpad, about 5 months ago, as an incubator, was an idea. This didn't exist. We thought, what if? And we wondered questions like, is there room in Greenville for a tech-focused incubator? Is there even enough founders, good quality founders with good ideas that would want to be part of something like that? And where would we get the curriculum and the programming? And could we pull together enough mentors to help support these founders? And would there be sponsors that would be willing to support it? And tonight, we start to answer that question, and you all get to see the product of Incubator Cohort 1, and we're glad you're here. I'd also like to thank our host for this evening, United Community Bank, who have graciously allowed the use of their beautiful facilities here. What a great setting for our night. For all your banking needs, United Community Bank. And I want to walk you through Launchpad by the numbers. So here's where we started, and here's what we went through over the last 12 weeks. We pulled together 30 vetted mentors. We started with a lot more than that, and we got it down to 30 mentors who partnered with our founders. Some of you are here tonight. Thank you, mentors. That is consistently one of the biggest positive pieces of feedback we hear about our incubator, is the work that our mentors do, and this would not be possible without you. So thank you, mentors. If you're a mentor, can I get you to raise your hand so we can recognize you? That's a cheer. Thank you, Liam. We had 5 sponsors who I've mentioned. We started with 23 companies at the top of the funnel that we vetted, and we took 15 into the program. We started with the goal of maybe we could find 10. Maybe we could find 10 good tech founders in Greenville that we could take into the program. And we ended up raising that target to 15, and we brought 15 in. 6 of them didn't make it. They were either removed from the program or couldn't keep up and had to drop out. And so we're left with 9 who made it all the way through 12 weeks and kept up and graduated. And you're going to hear from 7 of them tonight. 2 of them couldn't be here. Actually, 7.5. You'll know more about that later. But 9 have graduated. And then 5 of those have been accepted into Ignite, which is our next level program, where we're going to go with those founders to the next stage of their journey, help them raise capital and get to the next level. And so 5 of our founders will continue on with the next stage of Launchpad. But wait, there's more. We're expanding to Columbia. Launchpad Cohort 2, Launchpad Cola starts next week. We're taking the show on the road to Columbia, South Carolina. And it turns out there's even more of demand than there is in Greenville there. And thanks to our partnership with the Boyd Innovation Center, we already have 28 companies vetted. We'll need to narrow that and cut that down in the next couple of days to our final list, but Cohort 2 starts in Columbia shortly. So I just want to give a big round of applause to everyone that's been involved, our Launchpad co-founders, and the team that have pulled this off. Lee, our community manager, who's worked so hard behind the scenes. Let's give a round of applause to everyone. All right, now for the main event. I am pleased to present to you 7 brand new tech companies. Many of them were just an idea 12 weeks ago. These folks have worked very hard. Our class meets at 7 a.m. in the morning, by the way, on a Tuesday. Who wants to be at class at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday? Well, these folks do. And they have sharpened each other and kept up with each other. They have engaged with their mentors, and they have built these companies, turning themselves into leaders and business builders in the process. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to our cohort to walk you through their products. First up is Tom Brown with MI Compliant.
Pretty sure you took longer than 3 minutes. So I get 3 minutes.
I'm not on a timer.
You're not. Thank you all for coming. My name is Tom Brown. I'm the founder and CTO of MI Compliant. We are the first digital compliance passport for the healthcare industry. We provide a solution to the craziness of onboarding in healthcare. So right now, nurses, doctors, anybody can take them up to a month to start their job just because they don't know the rules, the compliance, the issues that may pop up in order for them to be fully compliant to work their job. So this process is today's kind of state. With the staffing shortages, people really need nurses and doctors to start right away. And so we are able to take that process from weeks down to days. And an all too common occurrence is that someone will show up to work. They will be told by HR that they have to come off the floor. They can't work that day because they don't have a CPR card on file or they don't have some piece of documentation. And that all stems from onboarding too fast because they need people to work. So we have created kind of like a credit profile for healthcare professionals. So they will be able to, in real time, know their compliance score at their current employer. And if they need to upgrade and they're looking for a job, they can upload all their information and we will scan all of the jobs that are a fit for them, tell them where they're compliant to work and what deficiencies they may have with proactive solutions to make those happen. And on the employer side, we give them dashboards. We're not selling employers another system, we're selling them data. So we will integrate our data all throughout their current enterprise applications so that we don't have to install yet another product for them. And really that comes down to 4 simple steps. We are populating the rules for every hospital in the country into a master database, which will become our moat. We then analyze that data against their professional profile, think of a LinkedIn on steroids, report back to the employers and to the professionals, and then we actually export. That's nice. We missed that one. We'll export all of that data into their various systems, and then we'll act as a BPO and engage with their employees to make sure they're compliant. We have plans for both healthcare professionals and staffing agencies. depending on their size. The healthcare market's huge, 18 million people. We're really trying to, in the next 4 years, satisfy 50,000 of those people, and that'll get us to our $10 million a year. The 500,000 number you see there are the total number of contract healthcare professionals in the country, and that's where we're hoping to get to after those first 4 years. Go-to-market strategy, top 10 contract staffing markets in the country. The healthcare community is very tight-knit, so we will be using affiliate marketing, LinkedIn, social media, and other referral mechanisms to expand on our current traction. We are almost to our goal of getting 500 total beta users by the end of October. We have 4 discussions happening with staffing agencies in those markets, and we are expecting a signature any day on our first hospital in Washington to sign up. And we will have 1,100 people in the pilot program there. We are currently raising $400,000 to expand in those markets, expand on our technology, and generally just bring awareness to what we're trying to bring as an independent provider to the industry. Talking about that path to 10 million, that first 50,000 users will get us there. Contract healthcare professionals have a new assignment every 6 to 9 months. So we'll be able to turn those users over, once or twice a year, which is nice. Path to 100 million is going out to all of the major healthcare markets throughout the country, and then partnering and getting approval from boards of nursing, partners with Nurses, which is a compact licensure for 42 states. So getting some of those endorsements will really put us over the edge. Myself and my partners have 25 to 30 years of experience in healthcare and technology, so we have deep connections with the industry and are ready to come out of stealth mode and take this over.
All right.
I got my stopwatch.
Okay.
I got in without the stopwatch.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Aradia. It's a weird word. Doesn't really mean anything. We just kind of made it up. But what we do is we take the onboarding process of sales agents and taking it down from 6 months, getting them fully competent, to 6 weeks. I'll wait and meet David. He's a sales manager that's expanding aggressively into a new market and hiring a whole bunch of new sales staff. He's going to train them the way he was trained 20 years ago by a guy that was trained 20 years prior to that. If you talk to sales managers anywhere, they basically do the same thing you've always kind of done. And that's a really long, expensive process. It takes months in the classroom, following another sales agent for a long time, and this whole time you're burning resources from the company, you're burning staffing, you're burning payroll, you're burning leads. It's a big giant mess and it's very expensive, and people don't talk about it. But David gets really lucky. In his hiring, he hires this guy, Alex, who tells him about this fantastic new company, Aradia. Instead of spending all this time in the classroom and following agents around, day one, Alex gets to sit down and practice against AI agents who have been trained against David's best sales calls, his most challenging his most challenging objections. Aradia provides a safe place for Alex to practice, fail, and practice again. It's a judgment-free zone where making mistakes doesn't mean losing revenue. After each call, Alex gets a detailed breakdown of exactly where he did well and where he did not do well. The system looks for opportunities where he missed those buying signals and provides targeted, specific feedback for those. After 6 weeks, Alex has done a couple hundred conversations with the AI. He's handling those objections like a pro. He's ready to go to the real thing and actually work with some customers. And no prospects were harmed in this process. But of course, training doesn't end there. It's always ongoing. As markets change, new products get launched, sales reps have to be informed every day. So we provide those sales reps the opportunity to have warm-up calls every day where we get sharp and get fresh and we stay informed. Of course, management gets insight as well. Throughout the system, we're tracking what the users are doing, and David gets some great insights. Like right here, it's flagging Lisa Johnson's performance drop. So he knows that, hey, I need to go talk to her. There's no need to guess who needs what or he needs that extra hand. We have 2 basic revenue streams. The first is a monthly subscription from those sales teams that do want that immediate access. And the second is white labeling our services with sales trainers who want to scale their expertise through our platform. Our target market is SMBs in the professional service areas with sales teams larger than 5 folks. They're the teams that feel that on-ramping pain really acutely and have the resources to actually do something about it. We feel this provides a clear and defensible path for us to get to $18 million in ARR. Our competition has built some very complex and very expensive systems that take months to onboard. We want to cut right through that with consumer-grade simplicity that reps actually want to use. Whoops. We're raising $250,000 to take our working prototype into the full MVP stage, land that first lighthouse customer, and get 1,000 weekly sessions to prove how sticky and habit-forming our platform is, getting us ready for that next round. I'm being told I'm cut off.
Just so everybody knows, all the questions and stuff you have with the founders, which are filming the presentation, we encourage you to talk to all of them outside.
Right, good afternoon. My name is LJ, I'm founder and CEO of CoolNote, and we're just helping improve math education for colleges. And there's a big problem in college math. The big problem is that we're really failing our students. So high school students coming into college, we're ranking 28th globally. That's a really big problem. And for college classes, there's like a 45% failure or dropout rate. Big issue within that, guys, is that you are having teachers that want to help their students but don't know who needs help in the classroom, and then students who really need help but are too afraid to ask for that help. This needs to be a better feedback loop in the classroom. CoolNote is the solution to this. CoolNote is a right-on-time learning solution that gives teachers immediate feedback in the classroom using a collection of student answers, detailed answers that can show the teacher where the students are failing so that they can get those students back on track and save those students that are really at risk of dropping out and failing. That means real-time instruction into student proficiency. That allows the students to get back on track without fearing social repercussions, and allows those universities to keep those students from withdrawing and failing out. And teachers have definitely seen the advantages of CoolNote in their classes. This is actually a teacher up in Charlotte that gave a little testimonial about CoolNote. Anyway, we're targeting college math instructors teaching developmental math at level 100 and below, so calculus, developmental mathematics, stuff like that. They're doing lectures and interactive engagement, flipped learning, and they're also doing quizzes, and we think we can help out with that as well. So we estimate that the undergrad market is around 462 million, and about a certain majority or a certain percentage of those students are taking math courses. And we estimate that if we can get into 500 instructors, that we can generate about 1.3 million per year. So right now we have 2 pilots at least set up with Clemson. We have one in Indiana that we're working with. I actually have another one with Kansas. Speaking with some tomorrow with the Department of Ed from South Carolina, and others in the way. So really happy with that. Here's a competitive matrix. There's a lot of different products out there for college math and K-12 math. There's nothing especially for K-12 that allows teachers to get real immediate feedback like we did. So our business model is a SaaS model. We give it to math departments to pay. It's $450 per section, and we have piloting available. Here's our financial projections. And again, 1.3 million per year by year 3. Again, my name is LJ Gordon. This is my second EdTech startup, and I'm looking to work with, say, Worthwhile, thank you, Dan, and others in the upstate to develop this. Go. Anyway, $200K to develop this from MVP to full product for college math and algebra, and look forward to working with you guys just to build this out and help improve college math nationwide. Thank you.
Make sure you stay right on that.
Here we go.
Hey, my name is Archie Valdez, co-founder of After Work Games. We develop family-friendly video games. Aren't they cute? This is gonna be everywhere. Halloween custom parties, video games, ice cream wraps, movies as well. So, what is the problem that we're facing? Man, I'm telling you, this is horrifying. I would not let my kid, I got 2 kids, I would not let them play with strangers. Not at all. At least not on my watch. So That's my beautiful daughter. So what is our solution? We made games that you have to socialize with people that you know, your friends, your parents. If you like your neighbors, well, they can play too. So that's my family right there. So what is our mission? Our mission is bringing families and friends together. Why are we different? Just look at me. So this is my team. I'm here because of my wife. She's a great person, honestly. So I have been in the industry for at least, I don't know, since I was like 12 years old, honestly. I'm in my 40s, if you're wondering, do the math. She's awesome. So if you're an investor, you're gonna like this. The video game industry is over $200 billion and it keeps growing. We're going after PC games for now, and there are roughly 3.2 billion players. I could probably get 100,000 of them to play my game. So we're selling our games at $19.99 per unit, and we're gonna make $2 million, and that's super conservative, I'm being honest. Awards, we were at Siege Expo this summer. We got second place. We lost by a couple points. I'm mad about that. And we have over 50 players, and nobody knows about the game yet. But everyone who played the game is waiting for it. Competition, think about Nintendo, Mario Bros. Think about it. They built around this character an empire, and I'm doing the same thing. And there's other games out there, but I don't care about them, honestly. So on top of all of that stuff, I'm building something pretty cool. I want to make this an NFT collection. As you can tell, competitive advantages, this guy inside this box. The team is super veteran, and we're building in public. Anyone can give us feedback. Go-to-market strategy, simple, straightforward. 2027, we're launching 2 games. 2028, we spend it into films. I'm an animator, and I want to keep building. Don't cut me off yet. Pre-C, negotiable, talk to me. I want your money. That's it.
All right.
You'll have to forgive me. I graduated college in May, and I can't stand behind a podium. I'm not a professor. But I'm Andrew Farrell, and this is Locker Room. We're reimagining high school basketball coaching. So imagine it's a Friday night, the lights are bright, and the championship's on the line. You're thinking, what did the coach do to focus this week? And you're not thinking about receipts. You're not thinking about spreadsheets. You're not thinking about the paperwork or the endless parent emails. That's exactly what they spent this week doing. They weren't doing the X's and O's, and that needs to change. Folks, it's time for Locker Room. But what is Locker Room? We are the all-in-one solution. We are combining the administrative burden, removing that from high school coaches, and giving them the analytics tools that they need to make a difference before they've lost the game. How are we doing that? I want to show you. So we're going live this season, and this is exactly what a coach sees when they check Friday morning and it's game time. They have the event details. They have the ability to use task delegation so it's not all on them. But most importantly, all of that information is collected and integrated on the back end so they're not calling their spouse and saying, honey, I need my notebook, the game cannot go on. But most importantly, they're not relying on Huddle or Max Prep's Advantage to give them stats where cameras installed in 2018 are just guessing, or especially where we're thriving with women's basketball because their hair covers the jersey numbers. Again, just guessing, 100% validity in the stats, and if it's wrong, it's because the coach fat-fingered it, but guess what? There's an undo button right there. The importance, with our $1,500 tool, not only are we giving them budget and expense tracking, not only are we giving them a whole admin suite to run their program in one location, but we're giving them their life back, $10,000 back. A third of programs around the country are overspending by 20% a year. That's a problem. They're spending 10 to 20 hours a week on administrative burden that they could be claiming back. No one's doing it all, but we are. As you see, this is not the typical competitor analysis slide. This is the traditional stack, all four on the right of us, that a coach has to employ right now. We're replacing all of them. You want to keep Huddle? That's fine. You don't have to. And we're giving you that choice back again. We're replacing the paper stat sheet so that we're not operating in the 19th and 20th century anymore. And the market's waiting. This is a $150 million market if we never raised our prices, if we never released another product, and I can promise you we will. And I know that because in 3 years, we're going to be in 800 schools. We will have made $5 million, and this year we already have teams using us. We're targeting $15,000, and it's not just me. It's the whole team. But why us? We're not selling this alone. It's not just this 22-year-old standing in front of you. We are relying on the biggest podcast in Colorado. We're relying on the coaches associations in every single state. And most importantly, I was just talking to the #1 coaches consultant network in the country this morning. They sell for us. I don't have to reach every single coach. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Andrew and this is Locker Room. It's happening and I'd love your support.
So before Joey gets up and talks, one of the things that a lot of people sometimes say is, well, how do you know you got a product that is tech-centric? Joey's going to give you a presentation about Synergy Mill, which is near and dear to my heart because before Tax Titans and doing everything with tech, he taught me how to weld so I could build container homes for homeless veterans in Greenville. One of the things that Joey told me about, and one of the reasons he went through the program, is people go to Joey's place, they learn how to do DIY with stuff like I was doing, and then they turn around and they build a business on Etsy, they buy the stuff, they move out of his area, and then they do the stuff at home. So one of the things I was telling Joey is you're leaving money on the table. You could literally create your own Etsy. He goes, well, I know everything about tools, I don't know anything about tech and building Etsy. And I said, well, I know this because I built a company called Secondhand Geek, which is just for gaming for tabletop stuff like Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, stuff like that. So Joey went through this program, he has graduated, and now he's going to show you about Synergy Mill. And I want you to think of all the people that you know that make things so that Joey goes forward taking the knowledge that he's gained over the last 12 weeks and makes the next Etsy. You're up.
Thank you. Does that count? We're only 3 minutes?
Yeah, you only have 1 minute.
Okay, let me kind of set some expectations here. If you're a VC in here looking for a unicorn, that's not me. I am the ugly duckling in all of this because I'm not a tech company, I'm not a startup, and I'm a nonprofit. Okay? And so Synergy Mill, what it's about is we make makerspaces. We establish tool workshops. We are a community-forward innovation hub where people can come in and make something, learn how to make something, and eventually create a business, because that's what happens out of this place. So the thing that we're up against in our society and our culture is that we don't have a place to go to. We don't do shop in schools anymore. People don't, they live in an apartment. You can't have a table saw in an apartment for very long. There's no space is limited. Synergy Mill is basically a big room with tools in it, and it's the workshop you wish you had at home. So what we offer are industrial tools, access to classes, to mentors, in a very permissive environment. We bridge the gap between creative ambition and access to resources. So people can walk through the door. There are hundreds of people, thousands of people in the last 10 years have come to Synergy Mill, walked through the door, and we've helped them do everything from fix a lamp, learn 3D printing, learn welding. We even have a loud guitar night. So 10 years on, we're not a startup anymore. We figured out how this thing works. We've got 5 ways of money coming in and through as a nonprofit, which is really cool. Memberships, you can get a subscription. You can use the shop. It's a monthly subscription, yearly subscription. We do co-working. We have opportunities for donations, which I'll talk to you here in a second. We do workshops, crowdfunding to get new tools. So some quick financial statistics. Remember, we're a nonprofit, so please don't ask me about profit margin. Our annual budget last year was $65,000. Our operating margin was 5%, and our program expense ratio was about 95%, which, if you know anything about nonprofits, we're lean. Moving forward, we're looking at an entrepreneur incubator program. This is because people come in and they try something and they're like, oh, I can make a sign, I can put it on Etsy and start a company? It's like, yes. So here's some logos of some companies that have started in our shop or been very, very closely affiliated with our shop, and some of them are still running, and you may recognize them. So we want to turn that serendipitous growth into an actual program with partnerships with the Launchpad and some other groups. Next. Help me out.
Turn off.
Turn it off, turn it back on, turn it off, turn it back on. Stop the clock. There we go. So let's build the future of Synergy Mill together here. We're looking for $175,000 in donations this year because we are moving to a new 8,000 square foot workshop, and because we just outgrew the 3,000 square foot workshop in the last 10 years. So we're looking for tool sponsorships, donations. Of course, if you have somebody in your family that wants to learn how to make things, we can help you with that. Help me out. So again, profit margin is not our thing, but a return on program investment or a return on people investment is what you're going to get. We're not there to make money per se. We are there to educate and equip and launch people making things. The last thing here is the last statement. My dad told me that the best reward for doing a thing is being the guy who did it. So let's all do a great thing and be the guys who did it.
Can we just
Oh, I walked away with the clicker.
All right, looks like I'm up next.
Work.
Nope, it's not working.
Let me get mine. Station break. If anybody needs to go pee, do it now.
You would know it didn't work, but I'm trying to get up to speed. So. That bodes well for that, doesn't it? Yeah. This thing about live shows, isn't it?
There you go.
Thanks, sir.
Military redundancy.
Yep, yeah. All right, now were we waiting on anyone to get back? Nobody's
Nope.
gone to time. Sweet, sweet. All right, my name is Jeff Crump, and I'm the founder of GeoPlayer, an event finding marketplace platform. And we're going to make finding your event as fun as playing it. The problem is currently that players and families are trying to discover events, and the information's all over the place. A lot of times, event details are scattered across multiple websites, if you tried to search Google for something you're interested in, first figure okay, and then the rest of it is just holy smokes. There's no centralized hub where this information can be easily found in one place. Outdated calendars are not updated regularly, and that's some of the stores. Some of the stores do very well, some of them don't. Even the IP websites, Pokemon, doesn't update their stuff, and sometimes it disappears, and it's all kinds of crazy. And there's incomplete details, making it hard to plan effectively. I've showed up to a lot of events and it not be the correct event. So lack of personalization, people struggle to find events to match their interest in the locations. And families and casual players spend hours searching for multiple sources. I know I've spent a lot of time searching for events. The solution is simply GeoPlayer, the centralized platform for discovered gaming and family events. And we're the only ones that will be doing specifically gaming events. We're going to save people time by finding everything in one place, have it in a personal dashboard because they could be able to save that event to their dashboard and have all the information they need. And this is where we become different. You're going to have it on hand. You're going to have your deck list, your Pokemon IDs, your organized play IDs, role-playing character sheets or whatever. And you'll have all that access in a web app or a mobile app. So you'll be able to have that information because I've done a lot of tournaments over the years and there's many players that said, hey, I forgot this, forgot that, forgot the other. So a marketplace opportunity where there's an unmet need to centralize the information, accurately update the listings, and personalized discoveries for families and players that need to fund those events. The market size, steady year-over-year growth in the gaming community engagement. Pokemon's become real popular. A lot of these card games with One Piece and Lorcana, and I know these are probably foreign names, but these games that kids play are becoming more popular. And there's store dependency. Game stores lack the digital tools to promote and maximize their attendance. Like I said, trading card games for Pokemon, Magic, One Piece, and Lorcana are increasing, and there has been a very high demand for event discovery markets across the country, and people return to in-person play. Okay. Our target audience will be game players and families, game stores and organizers, game publishers such as Pokemon, Wizards, and things like that, convention organizers with Southeast Game Exchange and things like that. It's not jargon. And our organizers and partners. Our product will be an event discovery platform with a personalized database and a storage area so you can store the documents you need to play your games. Our competition is pretty stiff. There's thousands of sites out there, but none of them do gaming. Mostly they do family events. So we'll be able to provide the gaming information that people are looking for. Mommy Poppins is probably our biggest competition right now. Wrap it up. Okay. Competitive advantages, like I said, we're for gamers. We'll have document storage, personal dashboard. Our business model has subscriptions. For parents, the game is $4.99. They'll get it for free, and we'll be able to store their documents. Partners with game stores, publishers, and things like that.
Oh, there you go.
And we want to get done quick, don't we?
Okay.
But this is our growth plan. These are estimates of numbers of players within these major cities. We're going to start Greenville with 19,500 players. I already have access to 2,400 of those with Pokemon. Our finance, there's 100 million plus game players within the United States. We could actively service 25 million, but what we're going to seek is in the first year 75,000 just here in South Carolina. Should be about 83, 85,000, but we could probably reach quite a few. We're going to the Southeast, reach 500,000 players, 1.5 million over 3 years, and 5 million over the next 5 years. We're looking to raise $75,000 to create an MVP, market growth to the stores and to the companies, to the players and families. We're looking for strategic investors that understand gaming and scalable markets, but also investing in geo players, also investing into the communities as well.
Okay. All right. So I'm Al Blake Pearl. I've been the Sherpa for the I've been the Sherpa for the last 12 weeks working with all these folks. I myself have got 3 tech companies that I'm working on, and I have gone through Foundry University, which we are modeled after. I have been through the FinTech Accelerator, RevTech Labs, that Dan Roselli runs up in Charlotte. and I have been through Bunker Labs, their veteran and residence program. I am one of those certified crazy people because I used to jump out of perfectly good airplanes, which most people don't do. And I took all of the learning of training people in the military. I have done that for 30 years now with training Olympians to become fencing students and fence in the NCAAs all in college. So now training people to become tech founders is what I have chosen to do, and this is my children that have gone through 12 weeks and have learned, and they've had all the brothers and sisters of all the mentors that have allowed them to basically ask their questions, get the answers and decide that they want to do this. My partners have allowed this crazy idea to happen, so I'd like to recognize them right now. Nathan, who is in the back. William, stand up. Abe. And last but not least, young Daniel. Dan has been with Worthwhile for a couple of decades here, building software platforms. 10 years ago, I got to know him based on an idea that I had called Teach Me Morpheus. It didn't work, it didn't scale, we couldn't raise the money because we didn't have the ecosystem in Greenville. Basically what Teach Me Morpheus was a training platform for videos. We shut it down. 2 years later, somebody else started another company like it. You might have heard of it, it's called OnlyFans. So from that standpoint, 10 years later I came up with the idea of Tax Titans, and we came up with this, hey, can we create an ecosystem in Greenville just focused on tech? William told me, hey, there's a group that does this. They're called Founder University. There's this guy, Jason Calacanis, who runs a launch fund. And he basically has 8,000 people apply, 300 people get picked, and then they invest in 30 of those companies. So I got picked to go through that, and then basically asked them, hey, this is a great program. Do you mind if I take it and bring it to Greenville and start teaching the people here? And he was like, are you going to charge for it? We're like, no. Okay, so you're going to do all the work, have the people go through it, let us know who actually has a good idea, do all the due diligence, and allow us to invest in them. Yes, when can you start? And we're about to do that again in Columbia next week on Thursdays. I would like to recognize 3 people that we would like to call up that we've decided to give awards to. Now, the first award is the best pitch, and this is named after Simon Carmarker. I'm going to try to get through this without tearing up. Simon is also a veteran of mine, friend of mine. He was building an app called Moss Refund. I was doing Tax Titans. This past year, we were both at South by Southwest in Austin. He was picked to pitch. We were there for 5 days, going to all the events. He did a great job. He won an award. I went to wake him up Wednesday morning. He had died in the night of a massive heart attack. So, Simon had done lots of pitches all over the Southeast. We all joked around him all the time because he would always win first place. Simon was awesome at giving pitches, okay? Had a great story, had a great product, but he was a solo founder and he didn't have a team with him. So,
Soldier up.
yep. I don't want him ever to be forgotten. So, without further ado, our Simon Carmarker Award goes to Chad. Best pitch. Oh, sorry. The camera first.
Get in front of the camera.
And he gets this limited edition, very amazing Launchpad cup.
Nice.
Thank you. All right. So I got through the hard one. All right. This next award goes to what we consider the unicorn. The wonderful folks at Hustle Fund. Some of them are here today. Raise your hand. There's a couple of you here. Okay. These people are a great syndicate for angel investors. So all of us that are pitching and trying to raise funds, that first $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 check literally is the validation that we need to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, drive places, and put this stuff together. So the person that we consider the most investable is Tom Brown. And this, by the way, is a hippogriff. I actually have
Hippocorn.
Hippocorn, sorry. Hippocorn.
Get it right.
My daughter has a pigacorn. So.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So, one second. So, I think it's great that you recognize your team and the people that help you pull this together. All of us super appreciate you pushing through, making this happen, creating this for us in Greenville. I probably wouldn't have started this if we hadn't met last August, so thank you.
Thank you. Now, I don't believe he's here today, so I will have to wind up giving it to the person he's working with. So we have the Best Mentor Award. This one will be called the Dan Roselli Award from here on out, for the simple reason that Dan Roselli learned about Tax Titans, and Dan Roselli said, you guys don't have a product, you don't have any customers, and we're an accelerator, and you want us to give you $150,000. And I was like, yes. It's like, okay. He goes, now there's you, a former Army captain. Your COO at the time is a retired lieutenant colonel, just finished up teaching ROTC at Furman. And your CTO is a 22-year Air Force veteran flying every stealth fighter that we have in the U.S. and the military. Like, yes. Well, if there's a group of 3 guys that's actually going to pull this off, it's probably you guys. And even though we run a fintech, we realize there is absolutely no marketplace for accounting and finance professionals in the world. So, yep, we'll bring you in. So his faith in basically a recovering accountant who hadn't been a practicing accountant in 3 decades, that my biggest decision in the morning was sweatpants or t-shirt, shorts to go teach fencing, basically gave birth to this entire idea, okay? So the mentors and someone actually having the experience and believing in you is literally step 1, okay? So from that aspect, he's not here today, but I'm gonna give it to his cohort member, is gonna be Dan Griffith. And Tom, you're in charge of giving it to him. If you could talk about your mentor for a minute.
Yeah, I feel bad because I had 3 great mentors, and one of them's in the back of the room here, Chris Edwards. My biggest problem with Am I Compliant was deciding upon the go-to-market strategy. I knew the technology, I had built it before, but deciding on 3 paths of how to attack the market left me stuck. And Dan's done this with countless companies that have come from overseas entering the US market, and within minutes he said, I don't even know what your problem is. Like, this is the path, and we're gonna create a plan for it. And for the next 2 hours, you know, he canceled a couple meetings and he walked me through the entire process, and then every week we've gotten together and just refined it more and more. So it was the thing that kept me stuck, and within a moment he figured it out and guided me down that path. So we'll be obviously continuing working with him, but it was the kick I needed to really get this thing off the ground.
All right, so last thing, I'm an old Grizzly veteran. I joke around, I don't have feelings. The military killed them a long time ago. However, the key component for all of the people, mentors and cohorts for the last 12 weeks, who has literally been the glue that's been holding it together, is my lovely wife. She calls all of the
Y'all stop and take a look at this for a second, because it doesn't happen very often. I can just tell you that.
She has been the mom to all these guys that are like, guys and gals that are like, I can't do this. I've got a family. I've got a job. You know, she is the one that, you know, okay, give it another week. She's the one that goes to Publix or Harris Teeter to make sure that there's breakfast in the morning for those people at 7 a.m. So she is going to hand out the awards for the folks.
Okay. So AJ, who couldn't be with us this evening, wonderful young man, but he is our first graduate this evening. And then we have Andrew Farrell. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And Archie Valdez. And if you think that you guys are getting rid of me,
I hope
that's not happening.
In front of the camera, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Jeff keeps yelling at me.
And next is Chad Hensel. And next we have Jeff Crum.
Oh. Thank you.
And Joey Lohman. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. All right. Where's this at the game? That's the game.
Cheese. And LJ Gordon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Lewis Arena.
I just paid for the donuts.
It's top secret.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where's the camera?
And last but not least, Tom Brown. Absolutely. My pleasure.
Now, the last thing I'm going to ask is I have a request of everybody in this room. Anytime you hear somebody say, hey, I've got an idea, but I don't know where to go, send them to the Launchpad website. If you know someone who has a skill and they're like, I want to help somebody become successful, send them to the website. If you're somebody who wants to invest in somebody's future and make a dream come true, come to the website. Other than that, thank you very much for our presentation this evening. I know it's gotten really hot in here, so everybody go out there, have cold
Enjoy the
beverages,
AC.
and have food on us.
Round of applause for Dave.
One more presentation here.
One second.
One last thing.
We do have this book. It's going to be our founder, mentor, guest book. So I'm going to leave it out on the table. If anybody would like to leave some words of encouragement for a new founder, if you're a mentor that's been part of the program, please leave a little message for the next groups. And this will be something that Blake can keep for a long time to understand the impact that he's had with people in the community. And hopefully future groups can.
Let's give it up for Blake.